Have you ever stopped to ask, is it really safe to travel after 70? While seeing new landscapes and experiencing other cultures can feel like a golden reward after years of hard work, there are serious challenges that often remain hidden until it's too late. For seniors, travel isn't just about fun. It comes with physical, mental, and even financial risks that can quickly turn a relaxing getaway into a life-altering crisis. As we age, our bodies no longer recover the way they used to. Our reflexes slow down. Our immune systems weaken. And even the smallest health issue can spiral into an emergency when far from home. Many people assume they can keep up with the same pace they had in their 50s or 60s, but reality has different plans after 70. Travel now comes with unique risks that are often underestimated. What looks like a dream itinerary can become a physically and emotionally draining experience, or worse, a threat to your life. In this video, we'll uncover 5 crucial reasons why traveling after 70 could be more dangerous than you think. From unplanned medical emergencies to overlooked financial traps, each point will give you the clarity you need to plan with caution and make sure to stay until the end. Because the 5th reason is something most seniors never even consider, yet it's one of the most common reasons people end up losing their money, their energy, and their peace of mind during travel. Let's begin with the first, and perhaps most serious danger: greater risk of health complications and medical crises. One of the most pressing concerns for seniors on the move is the potential for sudden health emergencies. As the body ages, conditions like heart disease, respiratory problems, or high blood pressure don't just stay in the background, they become unpredictable triggers that can flare up without warning. At home, we can easily contact our doctors, visit clinics, or rest in familiar surroundings. But abroad, in a foreign country or unfamiliar city, getting help can be confusing, delayed, or in some cases, impossible. Think about long flights increasing the risk of blood clots, or high altitudes putting pressure on a heart that's already working overtime. Even a simple case of heat exhaustion or dehydration can hit a 73-year-old harder than expected. And the worst part, you can feel perfectly fine when you leave, until you don't. Take the story of Helen, a 76-year-old retired school teacher who always dreamed of sailing through the Mediterranean. On day 5 of her cruise, she began experiencing shortness of breath and severe chest tightness. The ship's infirmary was able to stabilize her temporarily, but she needed a hospital because they were mid-sea. She had to wait nearly 8 hours before being airlifted to a nearby port. The doctors later confirmed it was a minor heart attack. She survived, but the entire experience left her shaken, and tens of thousands of dollars in debt due to gaps in her travel insurance. And that brings us to another harsh truth. Most seniors don't realize their regular health insurance might not cover them overseas. Without specialized travel coverage, things like emergency surgeries, ambulance services, or even basic medications can cost thousands out of pocket. So what can be done if you're over 70 and thinking about traveling? The first step is talking with your doctor. Get a complete health checkup. Make sure all your medications are packed, and learn about the healthcare options available at your destination. And never leave without comprehensive travel insurance that includes evacuation coverage and hospital care abroad. Because when it comes to traveling at this age, preparation is no longer optional. It's essential. If you found this helpful so far, drop number 1 in the comments so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update that could protect your health, your money, and your peace of mind. 2. Higher exposure to infections and contaminated environments. One of the most overlooked risks for older travelers isn't just about where you go, it's about what you're exposed to along the way. For seniors, the immune system doesn't fight off illnesses like it once did. And when you're surrounded by crowds, recycled air, and unfamiliar food, your body is put under a stress it might not be ready for. Think about it. Busy airports, packed airplanes, bustling tourist hotspots, These are breeding grounds for viruses and bacteria. What might cause a mild fever or quick stomach upset in a 30-year-old can land a 75-year-old in the hospital. Colds, food poisoning, respiratory infections. They're not just inconveniences anymore. They can be serious, long-lasting, and in some cases, dangerous. Let's look at Peter, a 72-year-old who flew to South America to explore ancient ruins. On his second day, he caught what he thought was a simple cold, but within days, it turned into pneumonia. The hospital care was good, but navigating language barriers, paperwork, and medication schedules left him overwhelmed and delayed his recovery by weeks. He later said that the illness stole the joy from his entire trip. Planes are especially risky. Hours of sitting close to strangers, breathing in recycled air, handling shared trays, and touching seats, doors and bathroom surfaces, all without knowing what germs are waiting. And it's not just the air. Food and water can become unexpected threats. A refreshing salad or local street snack might seem innocent, but if it's been washed with contaminated water or prepared under poor hygiene, it can wreak havoc on an aging digestive system. Seniors are also more likely to suffer from digestive sensitivities, and traveling means exposure to unfamiliar ingredients, spices, or food preparation methods. This creates a perfect storm for stomach trouble, dehydration, or severe reactions that younger travelers can often brush off. Even seemingly clean hotel rooms and rental cars can harbor invisible threats. Surfaces like remote controls, doorknobs, elevator buttons, and even bed linens may not be sanitized to hospital-grade standards. For seniors using canes or mobility aids, constant hand contact with public surfaces adds even more risk. So what's the solution if you still want to travel? Prevention is everything. Wear a mask in crowded places, wash your hands often, and carry travel-sized sanitizer. Drink only bottled or filtered water, and avoid raw or undercooked food. Research restaurants, read hygiene reviews, and don't be afraid to skip a local delicacy if it seems questionable. Also, consider asking your doctor about recommended vaccines based on your destination, and carry medications to handle sudden stomach or respiratory symptoms. Staying well on the road is possible, but it requires awareness, preparation, and a willingness to say no when your health is on the line. If you're still watching and learning something new, drop number 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you stay informed and empowered on every journey. Let's talk about something rarely mentioned in travel brochures, but frequently felt by seniors over 70. Chronic travel fatigue. When you're younger, travel might leave you tired for a day or two, but you bounce back fast. After 70, it's a different story. Long flights, disrupted routines, and packed itineraries can wear down even the healthiest older adult, not just during the trip, but for weeks afterward. The body's ability to recover changes with age. Muscles lose elasticity, joints become less forgiving, and rest doesn't recharge the system like it used to. Add in time zone shifts, irregular meals, and unfamiliar beds, and what was meant to be an adventure becomes a series of uphill battles against exhaustion, confusion, and discomfort. Take Harold, a 75-year-old retired engineer who took his granddaughter to Japan for a once-in-a-lifetime bonding trip. He was excited, well-prepared, and even did a few practice walks around his neighborhood before the flight. But just 2 days into the journey, the fast-paced tours, crowded streets, and jet lag caught up with him. He started having dizzy spells, trouble focusing, and by day 4, had to spend the rest of the trip in the hotel room. He confessed later that he didn't enjoy a single day of the vacation and needed nearly a month to feel like himself again after returning home. Sleep is a major factor. Seniors already struggle with restful sleep due to natural changes in sleep cycles. Throw in hotel noise, a strange mattress, or a late-night airport transfer, and it's a recipe for sleepless nights. Sleep deprivation at this age doesn't just make you groggy, it affects your memory, balance, and heart health. Then there's the physical strain. Sitting too long on planes leads to swollen feet and aching joints. Climbing stairs, hauling luggage, or just walking on uneven sidewalks becomes a chore. Add dehydration or a skipped meal, and the body begins to shut down under pressure. Suddenly, something as simple as attending a museum tour or strolling through a market becomes an exhausting task. So, what can seniors do to avoid burnout while traveling? Build rest into your plan. That means allowing full recovery days between activities, choosing direct flights when possible, or planning layovers to walk and stretch, staying hydrated, and bringing light, nutritious snacks. Setting realistic expectations. This isn't about checking off every landmark. It's about enjoying the experience at your pace. Recognizing your body's new rhythm is not a weakness. It's wisdom. You've earned the right to travel with ease, not stress. Know your limits. Honor them. If you're still here, drop number 3 in the comments to show you're with us. And if this is helping you or someone you care about, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the rest of this eye-opening journey. We're not done yet. Coming up next is one of the most dangerous risks seniors face while traveling, and many don't see it coming until it's too late. There's a danger in travel after 70 that often gets ignored until it happens. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, but it's one of the biggest reasons many seniors regret taking that once-in-a-lifetime trip: falls and physical injuries. As we age, balance becomes more fragile, reflexes slow, bones become more brittle. A fall that might have been a bruised knee in your 30s can mean a fractured hip in your 70s. And when you're in an unfamiliar country or on an uneven cobblestone street, the chances of a misstep multiply. Hotels, cruise ships, ancient cities, and even modern airports are filled with subtle hazards: slippery showers, uneven steps, poorly lit stairwells, or crowded walkways. For younger travelers, they're annoyances. For seniors, they're landmines. Consider Diane, a 78-year-old woman from Atlanta, who had always dreamed of exploring the castles of Scotland. Her health was solid, and she walked every morning around her neighborhood. But on her second day abroad, walking down a damp stone stairwell inside a historic site, she slipped. The fall shattered her wrist and bruised her ribs. Her trip ended abruptly, and she spent the next 3 months in recovery. What began as a dream vacation became a painful memory and a long-term reminder of how quickly things can change. What made the situation worse was the local medical system. While the emergency care she received was kind, the language barrier, long wait times, and unfamiliar procedures made the experience even more stressful. And with limited mobility, Diane had to spend the rest of her recovery in a wheelchair at home. It's also important to recognize the hidden factors that make seniors more likely to fall while traveling. Fatigue dulls reaction time. Changes in diet or hydration affect balance. Heavy luggage, fast-paced tours, or stairs without handrails can easily become too much. Even walking through a crowded market or stepping onto a shuttle bus can turn risky when your joints are sore and your muscles are strained. So how can you protect yourself? Prevention is everything. Choose destinations with senior-friendly infrastructure. Bring supportive footwear, no exceptions. Use walking poles or a travel cane for extra stability. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Even small gestures like holding a railing or using an elevator can make a big difference. And most importantly, listen to your body. If it says slow down, don't push through it. If you found this helpful so far, drop number 4 in the comments below to let me know you're still with us. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. These videos are made with your safety and empowerment in mind. Up next, we dive into a risk that affects your wallet even more than your health. And it's one of the most financially devastating surprises seniors face when traveling. While health is the most obvious concern when traveling after 70, there's another danger lurking just beneath the surface: money. For many seniors, the dream of a stress-free vacation quickly becomes a financial nightmare when unexpected costs start piling up. What most don't realize is that their typical safety net, retirement savings, Medicare, or basic insurance, often doesn't stretch as far as they think once they leave home soil. The first and most expensive trap: medical bills abroad. Many seniors believe their health insurance travels with them. It doesn't. In most cases, traditional plans offer little to no coverage overseas. That means if you fall, get sick, or need emergency care, the bill is on you. And we're not talking small change. Emergency evacuations, hospital stays, and even simple procedures can add up to tens of thousands of dollars, especially if you're airlifted to a better facility. Then there's trip cancellations. Another silent budget killer. Let's say you've spent months planning and paying for a cruise or a guided tour, but a sudden health issue arises. You can't go. You contact the airline or hotel only to hear those dreaded words, "Sorry, it's non-refundable." Without the right trip protection, all that money. Now let's talk scams. Yes, they happen more than you'd think. Seniors are often targeted because they're perceived as more trusting, especially in unfamiliar places. From fake taxi drivers to phony booking sites, there are people waiting to take advantage. And for someone unfamiliar with the local language or customs, it's easy to fall into a trap. Let's look at the story of Edward, a 76-year-old retiree who always dreamed of visiting the beaches of southern Spain. He found what seemed like an amazing deal online, a luxury resort package for half the normal price. He booked it, wired the payment, and prepared for paradise. But when he arrived at the address, the resort didn't exist. The website disappeared, and his bank couldn't reverse the transfer. Just like that, he was stranded, out $3,500, and had to spend even more to salvage his trip. So, what can you do to avoid these painful situations? Start with protection. Make sure your health insurance includes international travel, or purchase a separate, reliable travel insurance policy that covers medical emergencies and cancellations. Read the fine print. Some cheaper plans won't cover pre-existing conditions or last-minute changes. Book only through verified, reputable travel agents or websites. Use credit cards with fraud protection, and avoid sending money through wire transfers or unfamiliar platforms. Keep emergency cash hidden separately. And never share sensitive financial information with strangers, even if they seem helpful. You've worked too hard to let one bad decision or hidden cost ruin what should be a beautiful experience. Travel can still be wonderful, but at this stage in life, it requires wisdom, not just wanderlust. If this part opened your eyes to something you hadn't considered, drop number 5 in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video that could save your health or your finances. Next, we'll bring it all together and help you decide whether traveling after 70 is truly worth the risk. We've now explored 5 major risks that come with traveling after 70, each one capable of turning a joyful escape into a lasting hardship. So where does that leave us? Should seniors give up on travel altogether? Not necessarily, but it's time to change the approach to travel, not just the destination. The truth is, aging changes the rules of the game. What once felt effortless in your 50s now requires deeper planning, clearer boundaries, and a shift in priorities. It's no longer about how many countries you can check off your list. It's about how fully and safely you can enjoy the moment. That means ditching the stress-filled itineraries and embracing quality over quantity. Instead of flying across the globe for 10 days of rushing and recovering, maybe a peaceful 3-day getaway, a few hours from home, is exactly what your body and mind need. Instead of exotic, remote destinations with language barriers and limited medical access, consider places where support is easier to find and rest is part of the experience. Think of Sharon, 72, who used to travel internationally twice a year. After experiencing a health scare on a long flight to South America, she decided to approach travel differently. Instead of giving it up, she now plans shorter domestic trips to beautiful places within her own country, national parks, coastal towns, spiritual retreats. She still packs her camera and fills her soul with new experiences, but without the intense risks. Her motto now: I don't chase the map, I follow my peace. There's also the emotional burden to consider. Many seniors don't realize how much stress travel can put on their nervous system. The pressure of sticking to a schedule, navigating unfamiliar environments, or simply being away from the comfort of routine can lead to more anxiety than excitement. If the point of retirement is to enjoy life, then why force yourself into chaos just to say you've been somewhere? The goal now is longevity with quality, not just adding more stamps to your passport. You've earned the right to slow down, to say no to things that no longer serve your well-being, to choose peace over pressure. If you're still considering travel, ask yourself a few key questions. Do I feel physically ready for this trip? Is my destination safe, accessible, and supportive of my needs? Do I have the proper coverage if something goes wrong? Am I doing this because I truly want to, or because I feel I should? These aren't questions to fear. They're questions that protect. They help you travel from a place of strength, not stress. If this message resonates with you, drop number 6 in the comments and let us know what changes you might make in your future travel plans. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the bell icon so you stay informed, inspired, and safe every step of the way. We have one final part to go. Let's close with the heart of this message and what truly matters most. So here we are. After exploring all the hidden risks, health emergencies, infections, fatigue, injuries, and financial traps, one truth becomes clear. Travel after 70 isn't just about adventure anymore. It's about protection. Protection of your health, your finances, your emotional well-being, and above all, your peace of mind. The world is still beautiful. There are still places to explore and sunsets worth chasing, but wisdom teaches us that not all journeys need to be physical. Some of the most powerful travels you'll ever take are inward toward peace, presence, and joy in the life you've already built. The need to prove something to others, or even to yourself, fades with age. Now it's about intention and safety, and whether this trip, this destination, this plan is worth the energy, the cost, and the risk. Ask yourself, does this serve me or does it stress me? Am I choosing this because it brings me joy or because I feel guilty for saying no? Your health is not just a number. It's your freedom. And as beautiful as the world may be, the most priceless thing you can carry into your later years is a sense of inner peace, not medical bills, exhaustion, or injury from a trip that could have been postponed or planned more gently. Look at Walter and Grace, a couple in their early 80s. They used to fly across continents. Now, they take simple road trips every few months. They visit local vineyards, quiet lakes, even museums in nearby towns. They don't need a passport to feel wonder. Their joy comes from ease, from connection, from knowing they're not putting their well-being at risk just to say they went somewhere. This is your permission. You do not have to travel far to find fulfillment. You do not need to endanger your health to feel alive. Sometimes the best vacation is the one where you protect your energy, rest your body, and enjoy the world on your own terms. If you or someone you love is considering a trip after 70, take the time to think through everything we've shared today. Travel isn't off the table, but how you travel must evolve. Let this video be your gentle reminder. Adventure doesn't disappear with age. It simply asks to be approached with more care, more patience, and a deeper love for the life you already have. Thank you for watching. If today's message helped you see travel differently, leave a comment below, sharing one thing you're taking away from this video. Whether it's a new mindset, a helpful tip, or a plan to talk with your doctor, we'd love to hear it. And if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell to stay connected with more content that informs, protects, and uplifts. Your support means the world to us. Take care of yourself, and wherever you go, may peace go with you.